Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Elliott wave count for the Asian indices, and starting with the ASX 200 here on the weekly chart. And I want to go over the two possible counts that we're looking at here. First of all, we have wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 here. So this leg here can be completed, and we can look at this current move down here in 5 waves as wave 1, and then look for a rally back here for wave 2 here, and then further down into wave 3 there. So that's one count. And this wave 2 here would be looking for an A wave up and a B wave and a C wave, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. And the other count is that this top here is not completed yet, and it would be over here, and we'd be looking at 1 and 2 and 3 here, and then an A wave, a B wave, a C wave here, and then wave 5 to the upside here. I suppose this could get more complicated here, but we just need to see how it travels. And when I'm talking about more complicated, well, you can see how this wave 4 here was complicated. This may turn into some type of triangle pattern within all of this space here. I'm not quite sure yet, but the best I can do is track the internal wave structures and just be mindful of the larger ones. So drilling in here onto the daily chart here, we can see that we have 5 waves down here. Well, I've counted 5 waves down in terms of 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. It is possible that, just to chuck a spanner in the works, as I've mentioned before as well, with wave 3 here, and this being wave 4 here, so we would see a smaller sort of correction in this space here, and then down here. So I'm mindful of that. It's possible, but we'll stay with this for the time being here. And this move up through here, in most cases in indices around the world, we're looking at 5 waves up here. So with 5 waves up here, we'd be looking for a correction and then another 5 waves up. The upside target here would be, we could just drag this across here. It doesn't have to be a wave 2 into this space here. It could be part of a more complicated wave 4 correction, but it still gives us a target here. Let's just go into the 4-hour chart. So this is not doing much, so I'm just going to go to the 1-hour chart here. So this 1-hour chart here, let me just, what we're doing on the 2-hour chart, we haven't counted it up as 5, so that's, so in this case, here with this move up here, we've been counting it like this here as an A wave and a B wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're looking for the 5th wave to go up. Now this 5th wave here, there was a little bit of a spike in this top here. So in most other countries, this particular top here is above this top here. So it's possible to have this as an A wave here, B wave and a C wave over to here, and have one more up to here on that. But the rest of the world has got this in play here. So what we really need to do now is we need to have a look at this here as, well, even taking from this top here rather, and looking at this pulling back into this particular space here as an ABC correction. So we need to be a little bit mindful of a move below here. We're still on support here at the 5800 here. So this top here is critical in terms of trading. If this top gets taken out, then you need to be going up to 5.9 at that stage. Also too, this does produce 5 waves down through here, so it's likely for this to come back and then move down through here. And if it does move down through here, then it's likely to be in a larger 5 wave pattern through here. I'll just see if I've updated the tick chart here. Yeah, okay, this is where we're working. So Um, yeah, so last time we spoke, we were looking for from wave three here. We were looking for an A wave. We had the B wave here, and I was looking for a C wave down. I think I had the C wave sitting here, but we've got this extra one here. Um, and then the move up through here, we were looking for that to obviously take the top out here. It hasn't taken the top out here on this case, but most other markets around the world it has. So I mean, my first instinct when I looked at this here was to put the B wave here and the C wave, five wave. There's definitely five waves here. So putting wave four here. So that could certainly be the case. If I put this here, let's just refine this and narrow this down. So this is the 50-60% retracement level area here in this space here. All right. So if that that level here becomes the top of this box here becomes the support, then you need to look at trading long, and that's why we've had this trigger at the top here. So you could obviously bring that down if you got support on these on 5850 here. If you got a nice support on that, then you could go long from that point. But because we've got quite a clear five wave structure coming down through here in terms of wave one here, wave two here, and the third wave comes down to this point here with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So it's quite a clear five wave structure here. So that means it's okay to be this wave 4 here and move up from there, but you know that if it does move up onto the 85, 58, 50 support here, then you can go long from that point. But because it's got five waves here, it can also be bearish as well, even though it hasn't taken the top out here. So that means we can look to go short here. So you would know that if this market, for whatever reason, came down through here, this low here, you know that we would be looking into this box down through here. So I'm just going to put that back over here. I think we will be heading down. Yeah, this is the space that would be looking at in this instance here. Just coming back a little bit, coming back into the 1 hour chart here. And I've got this up here as an ABC. The only other country that I can see that we've got a corrective move up here is India, but the rest of them count up as five waves. So we probably have to look at this here as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave moving further up here at this stage. So we're not sort of out of the woods just yet with all of this here. So we're working our way through this corrective rally. So I'll just save that, and I'll just go to the 4 hour chart here. So in this case here, if I just copy this here, I think I have to put it over that one, but I'll just put it there for the time being. And we want to look to our target to the upside. So if we take this in here somewhere and down into here, then it'll be 6,100 to the upside that we'd be looking at in that space. So I think that on gauging the other markets around the world would be moving down for wave B and then up for wave C here into this space here. Okay, so I'll leave that at that for the time being, and we'll look at the Chinese market. So with China, we're looking from the top here. We've been counting downwards here. So wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third, ABC for the fourth, and down for the fifth of the third here. And we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave for wave 4 here. But this could get more complicated here as well. And I think that it will. And the reason for that would be that Hong Kong has really only had the first leg up as such. So we've got a nice A wave here for China, and then A and a B and a C down here for the B wave, and then we're looking for this to move up. In this count here, I've just been trying to pull this apart. This top maybe in here for wave C. If I just go to the hourly chart, I can count 5 waves up into this space here. But while we're here, I'll just go to Hong Kong, because with Hong Kong here, from the low here on the daily chart, we've just got the first leg up here. Okay, so we're looking for this to pull back and then another leg. So if you can imagine China, it shouldn't have its C wave in. So China's more likely to work into a triangle or something. So it will be a bit more complicated. So I'm not interested in trading China in that fourth wave because it's a very tight space that it's operating within. And the Hang Seng here, this is the 38.2% retracement level here, but this is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. And the move up here is just the first leg here. So we're looking at this coming down for an A and a B and a C here. And of course that will also pull back into the 50-60% retracement level in this space. So that brings us into this space here. Oops, a daisy. And yeah, that first move down here would be the A wave, so we can expect that to come back up somewhat to 50-60% move from down here with the A wave and a B wave and a C wave here to finish this B wave before moving higher here. And moving over to Japan here on the daily chart to start with. So yes, as I mentioned before, we're looking at this as an A wave here, a B wave up through here, and a C wave down through here. This C wave is a little bit tricky to count here, and it's possible to count this in 3 waves here with this here as well. So it's possible that this larger picture through here is actually will be a larger triangle pattern coming through into this space here as an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here. So coming back down here for an E wave and then moving up through there. We just need to work through, we just need to work through this step by step here. It has moved down rather swiftly. When Elliott is having corrections, we know that when a market moves up for wave 1 and comes back for wave 2 is normally simple and sharp, and then wave 3 is normally powerful, and wave 4 is normally a bit more sort of complex, and before moving up. So this idea of simple and complex, that can be reversed as well. This one could be complex and this one could be simple. It's the guideline of alternation. So in this case, coming across here, we see this as simple, complex, simple. So this could get complex here as well, or it could get more simple. They're never the same. That's the main point. So in this move down through here, we're looking, this is the 50-60% retracement level here at 23,000, and we're looking at an A and a B and a C to move up into that space there. So just on the 4-hour chart here, I've got it labeled in different ways, but we were looking, last time we spoke, we were looking for a move up and down and then back up in here. So we've got that there now, and now we're looking at an ABC correction. So the A wave is in place. We're looking for a B wave. Once that's in there and this is dropped here, once we've got that ABC, then we can have that green line in here as a trigger. Or once it goes an A and a B and a C down here, then if it finds support on the 22,000, then you can go long from there up into this space here. So that's what we're looking at in this instance. So in a nutshell, we're looking for an A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave here. It's possible that it can go high from that point, but I don't need to worry about that just yet. If we get support on top of 23, of course we're going to be going long from that point. So if this is a C wave down here for a wave 4 low in here, then of course it's going to go straight up through the 20 23 here, but in the first instance we just need to be very cautious. So but getting a trade from the 22,000 to the 23,000 and getting out and being patient and watching what occurs at this particular level here. If it gets sold off or develops support here, that will be our guiding light for moving forward. Over to India. India is the same as well. This B wave coming up through here is more subtle. It's the same within the Australian market as well, but it's there. So yeah, we can look at this here as an A and a B and a C wave here for as an expanded flat, basically correction, and then a move up into new highs here, or we need to look at this in line with the rest of the world in perhaps a triangle pattern within all of this. So the move up through here, our first port of call was the 38.2% retracement level, and of course the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. It's possible that this is a wave 4 here, but we'll just work through that. Otherwise we're looking up into this space here. Okay, the 61.8% mark here, and that can actually come down into that space. That's right there. And then we'll go to the 4-hour chart, I think here. Okay, so in a nutshell, we'll go to the 1-hour chart too, but this was our target area here, our first target area. Yes, it may go high, and the idea was to trade long in these spaces here. We've got other trades in here as well, we'll look at those, but to take some profit at the 10,600 area within this space here. So coming to the hourly chart here, I haven't counted this up, and when I said in most cases, when we look at the S&P 500 and those markets, we can see that we've actually got 5 waves up here. But in this first instance here, from this low here to this move here, we've actually got 3 waves here. So I'm not quite sure how to treat it. I mean, there's different ways to treat it. We could treat it as an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and then a C wave to the upside that's not complete, with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 going up into this space as an ABC correction, and that would be fine. We could also treat it as wave 1 here, an ABC for wave 2, and then wave 1, ABC for wave 2, a nice strong third wave here, small, because the wave 2 here was complex. This one here was more simple, so it's possible like that. So this one here is sort of, well, really it's a corrective move. So yeah, but because I'm not that familiar with this market and all its little idiosyncrasies, I'd need to check the cash market for that as well. But what we were looking at, we've taken, you should be having part profit taken in this particular space here on this. So that would be good if you've done that. If you've done that, then there's a couple of things that can happen here. This is the 50-60% retracement level here. First of all, what we can do is we can copy this here and put this on top here. Okay, so if the market's going to go higher, then that's fine. It does look like we've got a classic trading levels pattern occurring here, where we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then we'll look for the corrective move here. So the corrective move in line with the rest of the world would be like this. Will it come back down here? I'm not quite sure with this, but if this high gets taken out, we just need a bit of patience. If we get a second high in here, then we can bring that line down, that trigger down into this space here, and let's just see. Also too, with our little move up through here, we're taking part profit, because the you know, we don't want this market coming all the way back down here, do we? You know, because it doesn't, you know, will put us in a loss situation. So really, I think that we need to protect what we've got here. So I just think bring this stop up into this space here, and you could even short against the trend in that case, but you would have to get out at 10,300 in that instance there. So we're going to protect that position now, and we'll look for another long trade setup on a level on the 500 here, because we've got major trading level here, and then we've got 1, 2, and 3 here, which are minor levels, and then 5, and then we'll have 8 here as well. The other important number here, of course, is between 5 and 8, which is in the 650 area here. So if the market moves up into that space, just be mindful of that. 6 and 7 always pan out, but this will be the balance line between whatever correction happens at that particular point there. And it takes patience to work this particular number. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.